Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing the main card of UFC 198 with Nick Kalikas of MMAOddsBreaker.com. Nick Kalikas, thanks for being back with us. And let's start with Mauricio Rua and Corey Anderson. This one seems a little bit obvious on paper. Do we want to bet into what seems obvious on paper? I guess sometimes we do. Anderson, a legitimate prospect. He's up and coming. Rua looks like he doesn't have much left and isn't going to be around the UFC much longer. It seems like a setup fight for Anderson to get a nice win over a well-known name. And right now the line is just minus 240. I think I would take it at minus 240 Anderson. What do you think, Nick?
I wouldn't. No way. I couldn't do it. No, and I understand, and you're absolutely right with your train of thought and how this fight is matched up. It's obviously, to me, a fight to get Corey Anderson a very solid win. I mean, he has the more upside. He's definitely got a bright future in the UFC. And, of course, you just pointed out that Shogun Rua is obviously kind of on the way out. I mean, he's hit that age. He's all the wars that he's been in throughout his career. He's definitely not the same fighter he was. But he still has a ton of power, man. And Corey Anderson has been clipped. He's been rocked before in fights. He's been knocked out before as well. I don't trust his chin all the way. And if anybody can knock out a guy like Corey Anderson, it's definitely Shogun Rua. So for me, there's a caution there to bet over 240 or even above 2-1, to be honest with you, here in this spot, because Shogun has shown some pretty decent wrestling in his improvement along the way in his UFC career. Now, I understand he has been put on his back. Corey Anderson is an excellent wrestler. He should be able to get some takedowns, but he is improving that takedown defense Shogun has. In fact, offensively, he's been really impressive on getting the fight to the floor when you don't think he should. So I think his takedown defense might present a little bit of problems for Corey Anderson. And if it stays on the feet, even though I think Anderson can outpoint Shogun is definitely the more dangerous person on the feet still to this day.
I mean, Shogun has the name here, but most MMA fighters know or aware of who Anderson is and appreciate that he's a fighter on the rise. How's the public been betting this?
They've been betting it up, definitely. I opened it at minus 185 for Anderson. The comeback plus 1-45. I honestly thought it was a fair spot because, again, you got to give respect to Shogun. He's been in there with the best of the best, and he's so he's not going to face anything he hasn't faced before in Corey Anderson, to be honest with you here. And I think he still has a little bit of a point to prove out there. And again, with his power and Corey Anderson's chin, I figured 2-1, about 2-1 was a safe spot. But obviously, I was wrong, and they're betting it up a little bit.
All right, so it's a dog or pass situation for you. I guess, I won't be betting Anderson, but for me it'd be a favor pass situation, but it's not enough of a dog line that you think there's actually value with Rua at plus 200, is there?
It's getting tempting. And if it keeps on climbing up, yes, then there will be some value on Shogun. And, it's a spot that I really wouldn't want to bet the dog in, because, again, you just mentioned, we talked about it. It is a setup type of fight. So Anderson should come away with the win, but too dangerous to lay that 2-1, honestly. I mean, it's proven. He's been rocked. I mean, he was, even against Vellante, he was winning that fight, and Vellante was able to finish him in the third. So it is kind of scary because that's not the first time he's been wobbled and rocked, and I'd guarantee that Shogun has enough power to put him out.